Baylor. And we are ready to go from a sold-out McHale Center. Opening tip, taken by the Cougars. And here's Yegor Dimon, number 3 in black. The freshman everyone in the nation has been talking about. Dimon the lob. Keita couldn't finish.
Dimon had a shot. You know, you come off there, it was really well designed, set to open the game here. It comes off, he had a shot.
Here's Anthony Dell'Orso off the mark, and Tommy Lloyd wants him to be aggressive. Richie Saunders' first 3 is good.
And that's the key. You have got to find shooters, especially in the fast break. BYU runs for 3s. You cannot overhelp on penetration.
Here's Caleb Love. One of the most offensive-minded players in all of college basketball. He's been slumping lately, though.
Important for BYU today. You've got to guard your matchup. You've got to keep the ball in front of you, and you've got to be in the gaps. You can be help, or you can help late, Rich, on Arizona with the way they have shot it from 3. You can close out late.
That 3 is off the mark, and it's cleared by Awaka. Here's Love. He had 18 last time these teams met. Awaka, the big man from the top of the key. He can shoot it from there.
Well, it's his 2nd of the season. So he's now 2 of 4, and that's why Kiba Keita was not guarding him.
Saunders, 2 feet in the paint that time. No good. And it's going to be Wildcat basketball.
I mean, clearly the scouting report says, Kiba Keita, you do not need to guard Tobe Awaka out there. Only his 2nd of this season, but you give him that much space. He shows he's got a nice little release there. And we'll see the adjustment that Keita makes.
Maybe that's the bullet in the chamber that Tommy Lloyd's been missing from 3-point range. They were 11 for 63 in their last 3 games from beyond the arc.
Well, and part of this scout is you're going to play off a guy like Awaka with the way he has not even really attempted 3s all year. Because, again, if you're BYU, you have got to protect the paint. Arizona is a really physical offensive team. They are downhill, and they are prolific at getting to the foul line because of how well they drive the basketball.
Besar doubled, nearly turned it over. Now he gets it back. And the sophomore misses, but Awaka's there to clean it up.
Arizona's been an outstanding offensive rebounding team.
Stolen away by Love in the open court. An easy 2.
Keeping Arizona out of the fast break starts with taking care of the basketball. And turnovers at times have been a problem for BYU.
Here's Dimon. Drive and kick. You'll hear that a lot tonight. Trevin Knell off the mark. Offensive rebound. Loose ball. Saunders has it. Now Mag drew the foul and gets the bucket.
You know, BYU plays 4 guards, and Mag is one of them. And they've got 4 guys out there who can space for shooting, but a really nice cut down the heart of the lane. And then a good last-second find by Knell. You know, Arizona has showed you they're going to fly at shooters. So that shot fake, that extra dribble, nice job by Knell getting 2 feet into the paint, and you get the and one.
Here's Love. Now it's Dell'Orso, top of the key. Love left alone from the wing. Back-to-back buckets for Caleb Love.
You give him a dunk to start the game, and he starts to see a bigger basket. He has not shot it well in the year, hasn't shot it well in their last 4.
And there's Mag with another bucket.
You know, Caleb Love only 29% from 3 on the year. He's 3 of 28 in their last 4. So he has shot it even worse over their last 4 games.
Vesar met at the rim by Queta. He'll get the foul, and Henry Vesar will go to the line.
Here's the steal, and BYU averaging 12 turnovers a game. It has been a problem at times for them. Nice job in a passing lane by Love, and then a good pin down to get Caleb Love out here on that slot wing. And he steps in and fires it. And I'm a believer, you know, if a scorer can get a layup or get some foul shots, something to see the ball go in easy, you start to see a bigger basket.
Henry Vesar misses the first of 2 free throws. What a coming of age it's been for this young man at the line. He looks like a leopard, by the way, with all the cupping on his shoulders. But Henry Vesar had double-digit games 3 times in his first 14 games this year. And in his last 12, he's reached 10 or more points 7 times.
It was interesting talking to Tommy Lloyd yesterday about putting him in the lineup. And he said, I was having a hard time getting him in. We've got to have him on the floor. He's too talented. He's too skilled. And so you figure just put him in a starting lineup to get him out there.
Tonight was his 2nd consecutive start, 2nd start of the season. Now he's on the bench. Nice pocket pass. Queta to Saunders.
And that's what the spacing for BYU, the shooting gravity gives them. You had an open basket, nice backdoor cut there by Saunders.
Good offensive start for 2 of the best offenses in the nation. 10 on the shot clock. Awaka nearly picked off a deep 3 from the logo, no good by Love, and BYU clears. Here's Demon, and a foul called on the floor.
BYU getting some stuff going to the basket. Again, when you have shooters space, defense has to stay home. You got an open basket. How about this little pocket pass by Queta to the cutting Richie Saunders with Mark Few. It says a lot about what the 2 of them did together at Gonzaga, that Arizona at one point in time would hire the Gonzaga assistant. I mean, I don't think you ever would have imagined that at one point, right, that Arizona would go hunting for an assistant coach at Gonzaga. It says a lot about what Tommy and Mark Few did with that program, and what a great hire to get Tommy Lloyd here.
That one tipped out of bounds. It'll stay BYU basketball. I mentioned the 61 wins, Chris. Just want to realize the fact that that was in his first 2 years, but this is his 4th year now in Tucson. Here's Saunders, averaging over 17 a game in Big 12 play. Dimon in and out on his first 3 ball. Here's Bradley, shot out of a cannon, right down the middle.
Long shots, long rebounds lead to runouts, and Demon was the one who shot that 3 on the other end. You had no defensive balance, nobody rotating behind, and even those guys getting back, no chance of stopping Bradley in the open floor.
That was already the 2nd fast break bucket for the Wildcats. And a jump ball. It's going to be possession arrow, Arizona. Chris, Arizona's made 4 of their last 5 field goals against this BYU defense. What's working for them?
Well, I mean, you had 2 threes, you know, from unlikely sources. Awaka took a wide open one, and then Caleb Love hit one, and then the rest have been dunks and layups. Everything at the basket.
Bradley, good hand, stolen away by Saunders. Ahead to Mag, who missed it, and Saunders, Johnny, on the spot.
Yeah, Richie Saunders does a little bit of everything. I mean, he's been so hyper-efficient from the field, but what a follow-up there, assuming a miss, staying with the play.
In the paint, Awaka gets it to roll in. Now Dallin Hall, 30 in black on the floor, running the show for Kevin Young. Here's Mag for 3.
And that's the matchup. You know, again, BYU plays 4 guards. Arizona's playing 2 bigs up front with Awaka and Trey Townsend. You cannot overhelp. You cannot get sucked in. Look at Trey Townsend. Get sucked in to help. I don't think Caleb Love needed the help on that Dallin Hall drive. but that's where the kicks come. You know, BYU's gonna put their head down, get 2 feet in the paint, and they want 3. They are taking 28 threes a game.
The old cliche, styles make fights. This is a good fight tonight. 2 high-scoring offenses, both over 80 points a game, but both doing it in very different ways. In some ways, Tommy Lloyd in Arizona snubbed their nose at all the analytics snobs. They say, we'll take 2 over 3.
Well, and they're also taking free throws. Like that drive right there by KJ Lewis is a great example. Like downhill, they put so much pressure on you to try to keep the ball in front. It's hard to do without fouling. Nice pass.
The freshman Bryant had it blocked. Did Townsend. Got his own miss, out of bounds. And it's going to stay Arizona basketball.
It's been a struggle of late for Trey Townsend. Just hasn't played as well. And I think that's part of Tommy Lloyd going to Henry Vasar in the lineup. A great pass by the freshman Bryant. And you just fear the shot blocker coming over. And Trey Townsend, a little bit of a below-the-rim player.
KJ Lewis, 5 in red, on the floor, triggers the inbounds. So now you're seeing some of the depth of this Arizona team. Love off the mark on the 3, loose ball. Mag comes away with it, and Bryant's going to get whistled for the foul.
Then you can close out short on Caleb Love, Jaden Bradley, and KJ Lewis. You do not want to give up drives. You do not want to give up penetration. Make Caleb Love hit another one of those before you adjust.
Here's Dallin Hall, nearly 3-to-1 assist-to-turnover ratio for number 30 in black. Here's Fus Traore. He's been a mainstay at BYU for a couple of years. Misses his first shot.
It's a missed bunny there. Great shot fake. He got his position deep. Just blew the layup.
Love gives it to Awaka. Pass inside, KJ Lewis for 2.
KJ Lewis is an outstanding cutter off the ball. Nice job from the weak side, identifying, cut right to the middle of the paint.
Already 5 Wildcats in the scoring column. Mag off the mark, offensive rebound, and here's Hall. Walled off, he jumps up instead. And here come the Wildcats.
Another example, Rich. I mean, they just put so much pressure on you, hard to play without fouling, and here's this KJ Lewis cut. He's not shooting it well either from 3, but a nice job on the double. The post double comes over from Dallin Hall, and a great cut opposite by KJ Lewis. Finding a way to put the ball in the basket in that paint.
Tobe Awaka limping off number 30 in red. We'll update you if we find anything out on him, but Arizona scores nonetheless. Trey Townsend with his first 2. Saunders, kick out, Hall, off the mark. Vasar back on the floor, grabs the rebound.
That's a shot you got to hit. On the road, wide open 3. That's a shot BYU's got to hit tonight.
Only 2 threes so far for one of the best 3-point shooting teams in the nation. That one off the mark, weak side rebound to Hall. They go to the corners, and they can't hit it. Loose ball, Traore grabs it for the Cougars. Baker, good pass fake. And he
really
gets
good.
2 with 2 feet in the paint.
Really good pass fake. And you mentioned the corners. BYU is so disciplined, especially in transition, running 2 guys to those corners. Really helps the spacing on the floor. Good pass fake by Baker to get himself into the paint.
Here's Lewis. Now Love. Another 3. That's Carter Bryant's second foul, but they're on their feet inside the McHale Center. A 5-point lead for number 19 Arizona over BYU. night in the desert. We welcome those of you who just watched Arkansas take care of Missouri. We are in Tucson, Arizona, a sold out and red out inside the McHale Center for this one, featuring two of the best offenses in the nation. And Chris, they get their scoring done in different ways.
Yeah, BYU very three dependent. They play four guards. They attempt 28 threes a game.
And there's another one, their third three tonight.
In the first matchup between these two teams, they took 34. The other day against Kansas, they made 14 and attempted 36. So they are spaced, and they put 4 3-point shooters out there at a time.
Here's faceoff, triple teamed. Found the open man. Bradley can't cash in. And we're going to have a foul on the floor, says Tony Padilla.
And you're going to see, when that ball goes inside, you're going to see BYU swarm the post. They're going to be aggressive in a double, because Arizona has not shot it well. They have not shot it well as a team. You are kicking to guards, all of whom are hovering right around 30% from three or below. We've already seen BYU be aggressive in the gaps to plug and closing out late on Arizona shooters.
Here's Anthony Del Orso, lost the handle. Yegor Demin, one of the highly touted freshmen in the country, number 3 in black with the ball. And the floater goes for Demin, his first two.
Arizona playing him in drop coverage, and he took 20 shots in the first matchup between these two teams. It's a season high, and it was by design. I think Arizona wanted him taking that many attempts.
Contested three off the mark from Del Orso. A chance for BYU to jump back on top. Here's Trey Stewart off the bench and in the scoring column.
That's why you want Demin being a scorer, because when he starts spraying the ball around, if you're caught watching, if you're over-helping, that's when he kicks to those shooters.
An 8-0 BYU run, and they're looking to add to it now. Fouled on the three-point attempt by KJ Lewis, and Cannon Catchings will go to the line and shoot three.
Again, in the first matchup, Yegor Demin took 20 shots, and part of it is Arizona wanted him to be a scorer, and I think that's what you want. It's when he starts spraying it around like this, when you're Anthony Del Orso and you're caught ball watching and over-helping, that's when he becomes that passer, and he's so skilled at doing that. You know, that foul, the three-point shooter right there, comes in transition. That's the other thing with BYU, Rich, is as a defense, you're so used to getting back in transition to the paint. With BYU, you've got to be cognizant of fanning out. Their shooters are running to the corners and to the slots, and they are spaced to shoot threes on the fast break.
Talk about Yegor Demin being an NBA prospect. So is this young man at the line, Cannon Catchings. A lot of NBA scouts showing up to see him, and he goes 2 for 3 from the line. Largest lead of the night for BYU, looking for their 4th straight win. Other than the Houston Cougars, BYU the hottest team in the Big 12 right now, winners of 3 straight. And Tony Padilla makes another foul call on the floor. That's going to go on number 5 in black, Mihailo Boskovic.
The other thing with Demin, I think you got to make him play defense. Like, I think whoever's got the matchup with Demin on them, I think you need to drive him.
Here's Bradley, the Alabama transfer. Now Awaka back on the floor, working on Fus Traore. Those are 2 linebackers going shoulder to shoulder. So now Arizona will be in the bonus the rest of this half, 9:15 to go. And it'll be a 1-and-1 for Tobe Awaka, who already has 7 points so far tonight. And make it 8. Here's our ESPN Big Monday triple header. North Carolina, Florida State starts us off at 7 Eastern, followed by the Big 12's top team, number 5 Houston, taking on number 9 Texas Tech. And we cap the night with Kansas and Colorado and Boulder at 11 Eastern.
You know, Arizona plays too big, so Waka and Vesar in there. BYU doesn't do it a lot, but Kevin Young going with Boscovich and Traore out there together.
Traore couldn't track that one down. Here comes Arizona, one possession ball game, a three will tie it. And Vesar ties it. Part of the story of tonight, Chris Spatola, threes from unlikely
They're
sources.
Bigs, that's for sure. Toby Awaka hit his second of the year earlier in the game. And then this is Henry Vesar's 11th. He's really skilled. He has given them a new dimension. Gives them that inside-outside presence at 7 feet tall. Shows you the skill there.
And Vesar going to be whistled for his second foul.
And that's one of those fouls you can't pick up. I mean, Traore is not going to be a player out there. He's just more of a facilitator. A little bit overly aggressive. And you pick up your second. And this is where Tommy Lloyd brings in Carter Bryant to play the 4 now. So they go a little bit smaller than they start the game.
So the officials are going to the scorers table. Tommy Lloyd and Kevin Young will talk it over with their teams. We'll be back in 30 seconds. Tied at 27 alongside Chris Spatola. I'm Rich Hollenberg. Let's take a look at what the officials are looking at.
Yeah, I mean, they're taking a look to see if that elbow was anything, which I don't think it was.
So instead, it'll be BYU basketball. Tied at 27. Catchings off the catch.
They've got shooters everywhere. You bring a freshman off your bench, unafraid of this moment of this building.
4 Cougars have already knocked down 1 3-pointer. So BYU back on top by 3. Here's the freshman Bryant. 7 on the clock for the Cats. And is that a double dribble? Yes, indeed it is. 4th turnover for Arizona, and we'll step aside.
You cannot overreact to penetration. Make these guards finish at the basket. Make them 2-point scorers because they want 3, and when they kick out, they got a lot of dudes. I mean, as you said, you know, they've got 5 different guys, none of whom have made more than 1 here tonight. So they got a number of guys who can shoot it.
BYU coming off that thumping of a ranked Kansas team. Catchings, lost it. Now back out to Dimon with 14 on the clock. A win tonight, it would be their first time winning against back-to-back ranked teams in 37 years. 4 to shoot for Dimon. He does and gets it to go.
Late clock, Kevin Young wanted to run a ball screen to get that matchup for Dimon on Caleb Love. He did not want Dimon having to attack Jaden Bradley or KJ Lewis.
Here's Lewis working on Cato. He's got a mismatch. Ten on the timer. Here's Bradley. Surrounded. somehow found Lewis, and KJ Lewis will go to the line and shoot a pair.
Here's his play on the other end, Rich, and this is what Kevin Young wanted. Late clock, run a ball screen from Demon and get the switch to get Caleb Love on Demon, because they felt they had the advantage there. Jaden Bradley, KJ Lewis are two of the best individual defenders in the Big 12. They are physical defenders, and they kind of had their way against Demon in the first matchup. Love is not nearly the on-ball defender as those two other guys.
And Demon at 6'9" from the guard position. You always call it a positional size. He has such an advantage in that mark.
And he's a crafty finisher. I mean, he's shooting 68% at the rim. He doesn't have a great burst, and he's not a physical driver. That's why you want to get him off of Jaden Bradley and Lewis, and you want Caleb Love on him, and he showed you what he can do. He just goes to work and uses that size to go up over the top.
Lewis has 3, 1 for 2 from the line. It's a 4-point BYU lead with the ball. Here's Dimon directing traffic.
You didn't get the switch because you didn't set the screen. You've got to set the screen to get the switch.
And he is frustrated right near half court. And he turns it over. Freshman mistake. And they cash it in at the other end.
If you don't set the screen and let him come off, they're not going to switch it. And you see the result.
Mag, blocked from behind by Lewis. And it's going the other way.
And Kevin Young went over this in the shoot-around today. You've got to set the screen. KJ Lewis is a dog, an absolute dog as a defender. He and Jaden Bradley, two of the best individual defenders in the Big 12. And there's that block on the other end by Lewis. One of the reasons Arizona is so good defensively this year.
Back-to-back sterling defensive plays by number 5, KJ Lewis. That one off the mark by Caleb Love. Saunders hunting. And Bradley's going to get whistled for his first foul. That's the 17th foul for Arizona, so BYU will be at the line on every subsequent Wildcat foul with 5:58 to go in the first half.
Richie Saunders is having a heck of a season. I mean, he's shooting 50% from the field, 43% from 3. His efficiency is off the charts. His scoring numbers have gone up in conference play. He's averaging 17 points a game in conference play, and he shows you there, he's become much better driving the basketball. Because he shoots it so well from 3, he's done a nice job this year getting himself into the paint and playing off of 2 feet.
And he goes 2 for 2 from the line. You mentioned that 50-40 numbers from field goal percentage and 3-point percentage. He's also averaging 70% plus from the free throw line. He'd be the 8th BYU Cougar ever with those numbers if they hold up. There's another bucket at the rim for Arizona. Demon surveys and takes it himself.
And Awaka was in drop and just kept backing up, and that's where that 6'9" positional size comes in handy. What a tough shot.
Lewis almost got away with a push-off, but he's whistled for his second foul. Tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. Eastern, the College Game Day crew in Raleigh, North Carolina, to get you set for an afternoon of women's hoops. Our ESPN tripleheader has number 1 Notre Dame taking on 13th ranked NC State at noon, 9th ranked UNC in Louisville at 2, and number 7 LSU and number 14 Kentucky at 4. How about the Fighting Irish? Notre Dame, 80+ points a game in 8 of their last 10. It looks like this game in front of us. Saunders, 3, got it. They've made 8 of their last 9.
You've got to stay home on penetration. You've got to stay home, especially on Richie Saunders. You caught ball watching on the drive, and that's where the kick comes.
And a late whistle, and it's going to be a foul on BYU. Dallin Hall picks up his third.
You know, it's easier said than done sitting over here with a headset on, but look at KJ Lewis. He just gets turned around on the mag penetration, and that's where, you know, mentally you've got to adjust your brain defensively against BYU. You've got to force mag to be a scorer in the paint there. Force BYU to be 2-point scorers on those drives.
And look out, the Cougars are 6 for 12 from beyond the arc in this first half against Arizona. Lewis misses the front end. And it'll be BYU basketball. Their largest lead of the night is 7. These two teams met at the beginning of the month at BYU, and Arizona came away with an 85-74 win. They shot 55% from 2-point range.
First show of pressure here tonight from Arizona.
Queta couldn't handle it from close range. Caleb Love wants to run. Pulls up from 3. Close. Here's Dimon. Downhill. And draws the foul. So Yegor Dimon will go to the line.
You know, he doesn't have a quick burst, Dimon, but he uses his eyes and ball fakes really well. And he's very deceptive.
What do you think of him as a pro prospect, Chris?
I like him. I think he's right now a late lottery, you know, first round pick. You know, I don't think he's as good as Kasparas Yakashunas at Illinois. I don't think I like Jeremiah Fears better at Oklahoma, but I think he's got a great future. It'll be interesting. I mean, I assume he's leaving, but with A.J. DeBonsa coming in next year, with NIL, you never know these days.
Trey Townsend, stick-to-itiveness, gets the bump in the bucket.
You come back for another year, you got a chance to improve your stock, more money the following year. With NIL and what BYU is clearly willing to pay in that, you know, I think it's a consideration. Now, part of it for young players is getting to that second contract. I mean, speeding up the timetable. So I get it. You know, Dallin made the point in studio, guarding the three-point line starts with guarding the ball, keeping it out of the paint.
That's what Arizona's doing right now. 5 on the shot clock. Dimon for 3. Off the back iron. Saunders tracks it down. There's the screen. Dimon, the lob! Beautifully executed to Queta.
Yeah, that drop coverage, backing up like that, you're giving up too much space. I mean, there's just too much freedom of movement for Dimon.
That's his 3rd assist on the night. Another freshman, Carter Bryant, looking smooth, his first bucket.
He's getting better and better. He is going to be a real talent.
Saunders, float game. He leads all scorers with 14.
Arizona's just having a hard time keeping the ball in front of them.
And here's a turnover. Dimon outside. Boscovich can't complete it, but Queta can. Awaka tries to wake up the McHale Center crowd. He's the first Wildcat in double digits with 11. Loose ball tracked down by Awaka. And here come the Cats, down 6. 11-2 at home this year, one of the best home court advantages. Love had it pinned by Queta.
man.
But they call a foul on the play.
There's deep drop coverage, and then there's what Arizona's in, which is where the Titanic is buried. I mean, this is backing up, retreating, and then there's that pressure on the front of the rim that Keita gives BYU. He's that athlete. He shows you that again. What a job Keita's done for them this year. He's not even the best athlete in his family. His older brother is a great volleyball player in Italy, but Keita, only a junior, transfer from Utah. 6'8", about 230 pounds. He's chiseled out of granite. I mean, he's just statuesque. Look at those shoulders. I mean, he's just swollen up.
And now Keita goes to the bench, replaced by Fus Traore.
That's where Kevin Young's got at his disposal different looks with their bigs. You know, now Traore's not really that lob catcher. He's more that post up, back to the basket, wide body.
Love's got 10. The lead is 4 for BYU with the basketball. Good defense, good hands by Awaka. Now Bradley goes to the cup, gets denied. Demon got away with the travel. No, he didn't.
Yeah, he definitely traveled.
A little bit of a late whistle, but a smart whistle nonetheless.
Definitely walked.
7th BYU turnover. Arizona just 6 so far with 1 minute to go in the first half. It's been an entertaining one as expected. 2 of the top offenses in the country going toe-to-toe in the Big 12. Here's Awaka mid-post. Double team comes. He's got nowhere to go. Finds Bradley with 5 on the clock. And we're going the other way. Tommy Lloyd, nonplussed. Kevin Young is putting Dawson Baker, 25 in black, back in the game as Trey Stewart and Mawit Mag go to the bench. About a 13-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. Demon. Yes.
He's doing work. He is picking this Arizona defense apart right now out of that high pick and roll in the middle third.
And a timeout called by Tommy Lloyd. It's National Margarita Day, Chris Vitola. Things are spicy here in Tucson.
Arizona came up a little higher on this last pick and roll. And Demon makes this shot, but I'm okay with this shot. Like, we can live. If Demon's going to hit a steady diet of those, we're fine. It's when he gets all the way to the rim, or when you're over helping, he's sucking that perimeter defense, and he's now spraying for threes. That's when he starts to really kill you. He hit that last one. It's his 8th point of the first half of the game. But that was a lower percentage shot than what he's looked at in this first half.
Yeah, 10 times already in Big 12 play. He has 5 or more assists, does Yegor Dimon. He has 3 tonight. Shot clock is off. Counting down to 10 seconds to go in the first half. Here's the freshman Bryant from inside 3, no. Loose ball. 3 seconds to go in the half. Bryant got it! With time running out. And a measure of 7 years. Demon in the corner. Short on that three-point attempt.
You're lucky. I don't think BYU can beat Arizona making twos. It's the threes, those types of shots that will hurt Arizona.
Here's Mag at the rim, had it blocked from behind.
And again, it wasn't Demon's penetration in scoring or that lob. It was the 6 threes where his penetration or others were spraying out. And I thought Arizona was over-helping or were not staying in front of the basketball.
3 assists for number 3 in black in that first half. Now the Cougars have 7 on the shot clock. The catch by Keita. 5 to shoot. They're gonna have to go. Demon from the logo. Fires away. It's good!
Every player loves shooting a shot at the end of the shot clock. It's a free shot.
All hero, no goat for Yegor Demon. Here's Del Orso. He's got a 3. First points of the game.
It's a big hit for Arizona because BYU is so gapped up. I mean, they had about 3 guys coming off to help on that penetration.
Demon again. The ball seems to be in his hands all the time on offense. He tries it again. It's out of bounds. It'll stay BYU basketball.
So that 3 from Yegor Demon at the end of the clock. His foot is on the Arizona logo, nearly at half court. And then here is this, look at the help. I mean, the help coming all the way off of Anthony Del Orso. That's how emphasized BYU is on keeping Arizona out of the paint.
Under 10 to shoot. Saunders does. And he misses. Love clears. And the Cats want to push, as usual. Number 15 in the nation in fast break points, but they've been held relatively in check until now. The lid is off the rim for Delhi.
He's 2 of 17 from 3 since January 25th. I mean, Anthony Del Orso was 6 of 9 from 3 in that game against Colorado on January 25th. Since then, he's 2 of 17 until tonight. They are not even guarding him, and he bangs down 2.
Went 0 for 2 in the first half, 2 for 2 in the first couple of minutes of the second half. And Trevin Nell off the catch and release will go to the line and shoot 3. Second time that's happened to the Wildcats defense tonight.
And that's the threat of the 3-point shot.
And the crowd just saw the replay, Chris, and they are not pleased. Trevin Nell, grad student out of North Salt Lake, Utah. One of those uber veterans that BYU has. Our ESPN Big Monday triple header, UNC Florida State first. Then number 5 Houston taking on number 9 Texas Tech. And we cap the night with Kansas, currently ranked 23rd, and Colorado in Boulder. Houston took down Iowa State earlier today, and Texas Tech took care of West Virginia. Arizona currently all alone in second place. But if they lose and Texas Tech could win, that changes things. Bradley, yes.
He's very dominant to his right hand, and he was not going back left. I mean, he hesitated once and then got to his spot. Good finish.
Nell, 3-point specialist, off the mark there. And Arizona has a chance to go back on top. Here's Love for three. Cats are back on top. Here's Nell. Got it. What an answer.
Big answer. He cannot be that open. 42% three-point shooter on the year, and he just hit 3 free throws, which lets you see a big basket.
Here's Delly. Again for three.
It's time to adjust the scouting report. Somebody better find Del Orso.
Tommy Lloyd wants Anthony Del Orso to shoot it more. He has in this second half. BYU record for points. They scored 99. Jimmer, by the way, also had 9 assists, 7 rebounds, and 2 steals on his way to Player of the Year honors for BYU. He's watching right now on the edge of his seat like we all are. Saunders for 3 out of the timeout.
Kevin Young loves to run stuff for Saunders for 3 out of timeouts. And just a pin down, and Del Orso late on the contest.
Here's the dribble handoff to Love. Now the lob inside, finished by Vesar.
They're going to need Vesar. Didn't play a lot because of foul trouble in the first half.
File this one away. Richie Saunders. There's 2 for Traore. Richie Saunders has made
touch.
Sorry, Chris.
It just starts with a paint touch. Again, Arizona having a tough time guarding the basketball.
Bradley.
BYU going under ball screens with Bradley, as you would expect. But when the screen's set that deep, he's getting a nice little mid-range pull-up.
Things are getting a little chippy, and they're certainly physical. Here's Nell. Bounce pass. Low block. Blocked by Vesar. There's that Arizona defense. And the turnover. Saunders waits and hits. Game high 19 for Richie Saunders. Del Orso at the rim this time, and he'll go to the line. Well, Richie Saunders whistled for that foul, but Chris, a good omen for the Cougars. When he makes 3 or more threes in a game, which he's done 10 times previous to this, they are 9-1 in those games.
Well, I'd love to know. I mean, that's what BYU does. I'd love to know what Arizona's done this year when they shoot the 3 the way they have tonight. I mean, they have shot as well from 3 as they have in a long time.
They've made as many as BYU has. Both of 9 threes. Arizona's season high for threes, 11.
And it's hard to believe the game's tied, given that fact. And part of it is BYU's kind of beaten Arizona at their own game on the offensive glass. BYU's done a nice job collecting their second shots and finishing.
And how about Anthony Del Orso? Skunked in the first half, 11 in the second half in just 6.5 minutes. And now they're back on their feet inside the McHale Center. Ball checked by Lewis. 3 on the shot clock. Hall for 3 off the mark. The rebound to Bryant. And he throws it right to the wrong team. Now a spot-up 3 by Catchings.
I'm not certain what Carter Bryant was doing. He had Jaden Bradley running down the right sideline, and he decided to throw it cross court right into a turnover.
There's the lob for Vesar.
Vesar only played 9 minutes in the first half because of foul trouble. They need him on the floor. That length will bother BYU at the basket, offensively and defensively.
He had 17 the last time these teams met. Now Traore faces up Vesar. 2 feet in the paint. Patience. Does it pay off? No. The foul's on the floor. And that's foul number 3 on Henry Vesar.
There's this Carter Bryant turnover. I mean, he had Jaden Bradley running up the right side. Not sure why he's trying to throw it there. You turn it over, and BYU finds the 3-point line. And then that lob threat, Vesar. We've seen him hit a 3 earlier in the game. There he is at the front of the rim. Just a really good athlete, moves his feet really well, and clearly got into a real dog fight with a cupping machine. I hope the cupping machine took it worse.
Yeah, you should see the cupping machine. Traore, too strong. Awaka, the rebound. Tied at 66, 12 minutes to go in regulation. Bounce pass to the stanchion. Another Arizona turnover.
These are unforced. You know, these are turnovers in a game like this. You can't commit. Trying to hit a home run. Just got to hit singles down the stretch of a game like this.
20 BYU points off of those turnovers from Arizona. Here's Hall. He has had to work for it every time he's touched the ball. Stewart, tough take. Bryant, no. But Arizona gets it back. Lewis pulls his way to the hole and will go to the line.
In this second half, and he shows you how impactful he can be.
Well, it shows you how good he was shooting the 3. 37% in Big 12 play, but like you said, on the struggle bus big time. He had the first seat on the struggle bus over his last few. He's turned it around tonight, and Arizona back on top by 1 now. Lewis cans them both. An 84% free throw shooter. And it's a 2-point Arizona lead. Number 19 in the country, getting all they bargained for against BYU.
Ooh, nice play.
Backdoor, Baker.
Really nice design and just a good little slip. You know, Baker was the screener. They were playing on top of Baker. He just slipped to the basket. Another one out of a timeout drawn up by Kevin Young.
Here's another Arizona turnover. BYU has 20 points off Wildcat turnovers tonight. Make it 22.
Strong drive against the athletic freshman.
Tough 2 off the mark. Awaka, surrounded by black jerseys, grabs it, and there's a foul on the floor.
BYU has been very good at it timeouts tonight. And this is just really good basketball. Again, the shooting gravity gives you space, wide open basket. There's Baker setting the screen. And when you switch, that's the counter to the switch. The slip to the basket. And then Dallin Hall about 4 inches shorter than Carter Bryant. He just backs him to the right underneath the basket.
Here's Love. Good hands by Catchings. Loose ball, Stewart picks it up. They go outside, and Stewart can't cash it in. Now Bradley. You saw him looking for love. And it's cleared out of bounds, Arizona basketball.
And you're lucky. Another turnover by Arizona, and then a shot that, you know, it's Caleb Love. And so you have to, you got to preface it by saying that. I don't know if that's the shot you wanted in that moment, and you're lucky for Arizona to get the ball back.
Tommy Lloyd says, we know our ceiling is when Caleb Love is playing well, so you have to deal with some of the downside that you get with a streaky shooter like that.
Well, I think Tommy Lloyd learned that lesson in the NCAA tournament in the Sweet 16 against Clemson last year. Caleb Love let them down, did not play well. And I think, you know, Tommy Lloyd saying yesterday, we had to have a contingency this year. Part of it is our rebounding, part of it is our defense. There are going to be games where Caleb is not good, and we have to still be able to win those games.
He has 13 tonight. Arizona down 2. Nice look inside. Awaka and one.
Really good pass. Really good high-low action. Nice roll to the rim by Awaka, who played really well in the first half. He's the muscle. He's the lunch pail guy. He's the force around the rim. And you love the emotion by KJ Lewis after the delivery.
19 assists already for the Arizona Wildcats, who are traditionally in the top 5 in the nation, 15th in the nation in that category coming in. Here's Hall. He has been harassed and hounded all night. That time he gets fouled by KJ Lewis, his third.
Dallin Hall's the guy who played a ton of minutes last year for Mark Pope and his BYU program. Yegor Demon comes in, kind of assumes that role. Demon has not been on the floor in a while, and to your point, Rich, Dallin Hall has had to deal with this pressure, and he's done a nice job.
Now Richie Saunders, haven't called his name in a while. Catchings, another 3 from the corner.
He is not afraid, and BYU loves those corner threes.
Third 3 for the freshman Catchings. Tipped up, loose ball. Hall goes down in a heap, and it's going to be BYU basketball.
BYU fills the corners. They fill them on the break and within their offense. And Cannon Catchings has been hyper-aggressive. Look at Yegor Demon. He's been on the bench.
A little curious as to why Demon's been on the bench this long. Not in foul trouble at all.
Well, he's been high turnover today. And I think Kevin Young going with Dallin Hall, a little bit more sure with the basketball.
Eight on the shot clock. Hall. Catchings again from the left side. Yes, sir!
You're just over-helping. Catchings had just hit a 3. You've got to stay home with him.
Back and forth we go. Haymaker after haymaker on the offensive end. Hall found a seam.
BYU playing smaller. You know, Catchings is essentially the 4. And so either Awaka or Vesar have to match up with him, and they are just driving and kicking.
Speaking of driving, KJ Lewis, back-to-back buckets. He has 11. Heat check. Not this time. And Vesar clears. Arizona can tie it with a 3. They find Vasar down low. Great feed from KJ Lewis.
And there's that length from Vasar. Posted right in front of the rim. What a find over the top.
Number 5 in red has 5 dimes tonight. BYU hanging with Arizona in terms of points in the paint. Here's another opportunity.
Owaka's having a hard time with these matchups in this spot on the road. You know, and turnovers have killed Arizona. I mean, it has really been a huge part of BYU's offense is scoring off of Arizona turnovers.
22 points off 12 Wildcat turnovers. Otherwise, both offenses, 2 of the best in the nation, playing at an elite level. Catchings, lost it. Arizona has it, and a chance to go back on top. There's been 16 lead changes in this game already. Now Love. 7 to shoot. Under 5 on the timer. The freshman Bryant. Rainbow 3, no good. It goes out of bounds, BYU basketball.
You know, the other thing BYU has done really well tonight is play Arizona without putting them on the foul line. I mean, Arizona's not even in the bonus yet. And Arizona has been prolific this year at getting to the foul line, mainly because they drive the ball so well.
Here's Demon.
Wow.
Takes it himself.
Just not well played. He's very strong to his right hand, and nobody stops his momentum.
Delorso tried to step into a 3. Thought better of it. And now Vasar. Caleb Love took it himself off the mark. Bryant comes away with it. Fresh 20 for the Cats. Up and under, and the follow by Vasar. And Arizona calls a timeout. 5:11 to go, 1-point game and a 1-point lead for BYU on the road. A 1-point game. This game has been played in a tight window throughout. 2 of the best offenses in the college game are showcasing those offensive skills tonight.
Arizona goes smaller out of the timeout. Carter Bryant at the 4. Vasar out of the game.
Inside, Demon with the dime, and Keita with the flush. .7 assists for Yegor Demon.
And another bucket out of a timeout. They have been dynamite out of timeouts today, BYU.
Love takes it himself. Crunch time in the desert. 1-point game. Demon. Too strong. And here comes Love. Goes right at Demon, and they're going to count the bucket.
And what a tap ahead by Jaden Bradley. It was the outlet pass that got Caleb Love going. Look at this tap ahead. What a heads-up play. Gets Caleb Love downhill, and he goes right into the body of the freshman Demon. And that is Arizona basketball. You know, BYU, for the most part, has done a nice job getting back. But there you get one of those hard caroms. Good tap ahead by Bradley, and then Caleb Love off to the races.
Now Demon goes to the bench. They initially count the basket, so it'll be a 3-point opportunity for Caleb Love, who has 17, looking for 18. In and out. Only 9 fast break points tonight for one of the best fast break teams in the country, Arizona. The lob. Keita again.
Keita's just rolling to the front of the rim, and he's that lob threat. Of their 3 rotating bigs, he's the athlete at the front of the rim out of that pick and roll.
BYU back up by 1. Here's Lewis back on the floor with 4 fouls. Short. Got his own miss. No whistle. Lewis down. Here come the Cougs. What a matchup here. Call checked by Lewis. And a timeout called.
BYU's been very good at a timeout scoring tonight. Richie Saunders, they love to go to him for 3.
Nell off the curl, got it!
Different guy, same result.
Ten on the shot clock. Bradley calls his own number. In and out on the 3. Vesar had it slapped away. And BYU comes away with it.
Man, I don't know if a Jaden Bradley 3 is what you wanted, but you got the old board. Vesar's just got to be stronger with it in there. You got to know they're going to be ratting at that basketball.
BYU 13 for 29 from beyond the arc. Here's the double at half court. And Hall threw it away.
Oh,
and a whistle off the shot.
Man, Trevin Nell, unnecessary. It's hard to see from that angle.
Close.
Make him hit that. That is from a 5th-year guy, that is a bad foul.
And guarding someone who, as we documented earlier, has struggled mightily from three-point range.
Caleb Love will bail you out. He will take a shot like that, and he's only shooting 29% from 3 on the year. He's 3 of 28 from 3 in their last 4. Make him hit that shot. It's a terrible foul.
And instead, you send him to the line to shoot 3, where he is an 87% free throw shooter. He's made the first 2, and now he completes the trifecta. We've got a 1-point game. For 3.
They have so many different shooters.
Now Lewis gets fouled on the way to the hole and will go to the line.
And they love the corner 3s. They bury guys in those corners on both sides. And here's Demon out of the pick and roll. They tried to send 2. You cannot overreact on the roll. That tag defender, who's KJ Lewis there, you cannot overreact to the roll because Demon wants to kick out for 3.
8 dimes by Yegor Demon. Mawit Mag with his second 3 of the game, and BYU has 14 of them.
And Mag hasn't played a lot in his second half. These guys come off the bench cold, ready to shoot.
Lewis cans them both.
Big makes.
Trading 3s for free throws. 2-point BYU lead with the ball, 1:40 to go in regulation. Five on the timer. Hall, step back. Off to the left, Keita the follow.
And he had Caleb Love on him. And Love had no shot. I mean, he was just waiting for that offensive rebound.
Keita has 10. Timeout, Arizona. .112 to go. BYU with a 4-point lead.
You know, all this crossing stuff, you end up with some funky matchups. If you're Arizona, Caleb Love gets switched on to Keita, and that's the result. I mean, he just has no chance. Keita so deep, and Love didn't even fight him. I mean, it just didn't even fight him for that rebound.
And a telling statistic in this one, when both offenses have been playing outstanding basketball, second chance points. BYU 19-15 over a Wildcats team that's 11th in the nation in rebounding.
You know, we said at the top, BYU coming in playing their best basketball of the season. They've won 3 straight. And they have showed a lot of toughness here tonight. You know, Arizona, you know, one of the outliers, they've hit 9 threes here in this game tonight. And so if you're BYU, how do you offset that? They have done that with converting off of Arizona turnovers and with the offensive glass. This ball's got to go downhill. This has got to go to the rim if you're Arizona.
Still plenty of time, just a 4-point deficit for the Wildcats as we count down to 1 minute to go in regulation. Backdoor. And back to the line goes Arizona.
Really good design. You set up the backdoor cut, and Arizona playing small. So they got 4 guards out there with Henry Vasar.
Caleb Love already with a 20-point game. That's his 9th this season. And now he's got 21. Coming up next, SportsCenter with Nicole and David. They'll talk about the Wooden Award race. Janai Broom, Cooper Flagg. How about Luka and the Joker going head-to-head? And Louis Riddick joins the show. Matt Stafford possibly on the move from the Rams. That's coming up on SportsCenter following this one. But there's 1 minute left, and we have a 2-point game.
Don't have to be in a rush if you're BYU. You can work this clock.
Here's Saunders. Quiet in the second half, but the big bucket there.
Just a wide open basket. Everybody spread. And that is the one area of Richie Saunders' game he is much improved. Driving the basketball, playing off of 2 feet. What a finish through 2 defenders.
Chris, it's been nearly 14 minutes since he scored his last bucket. That might be the biggest of the game.
Well, and he did it against one of the best individual defenders in the Big 12 in KJ Lewis. And because of how well Richie Saunders shoots it from 3, Lewis was closing out hard and overextended, and Saunders went right by him. And how about the use of the other side of the basket?
And you see the score on your screen. Arizona has 90 points. Here's a stat to keep in your back pocket. Under Tommy Lloyd, the
Big
Wildcats are 43-1 when the Wildcats score 90 points or more. But now they're down 4.
Go to the basket.
Love, 3! Timeout, 32.6 to go. 1-point game again.
Caleb Love can shoot you into a disadvantage. He can also win you some games now. You didn't need 3 there, but the defense, you know, nice job by Vesar, just kind of being aware. Defense caught underneath of Vesar, and that's what Caleb Love does. He is taking that shot without hesitation.
Don't look now, Chris. 4 for 9 from 3 for Caleb Love. He has a game-high 25. 2 timeouts remaining for BYU. They have the basketball. Both teams in the bonus. Arizona shooting 2 free throws on every subsequent BYU foul, and the possession arrow favors the Wildcats as well. Take us inside these huddles.
Yeah, I think if you're, first of all, if you're BYU, priority is obviously getting the ball in bounds. So Arizona's going to pick up. Most important player on the floor becomes the inbounder. With it being a 1-score game, like, you can be aggressive and you don't have to foul right away if you're Arizona. Like, you can try to be aggressive, go after a steal here, and try to get BYU to cough it up. And then ultimately, if you get the right person you want to foul, you lay that on, and it's, you know, even if they make the 2 free throws, it remains a 1-possession game. So there's still a lot of basketball to play, and because you hit the 3 there, you put yourself, if you're Arizona, in a position where you don't have to be in a rush, and you can be hyper-aggressive, and if you end up fouling, being aggressive, that's okay.
A reminder to everybody watching right now, SportsCenter follows us. Nicole Briscoe, David Lloyd. They'll be talking about another wild day in college basketball, and what a nightcap it's been. From Tucson, Arizona, number 19 Arizona finds themselves down 1 to BYU with 32.6 to go. Tommy Lloyd's Arizona Wildcat teams in his 4 years here are 43-1 when they score 90 or more points. Arizona, an excellent free throw shooting team, 30th in the nation. Not so much for BYU.
Dangerous.
They get it into Demon. And now Nell. And a timeout called by Dallin Hall.
Tell you what, that initial inbounds pass, if Jaden Bradley was a little more aware, he could have picked that thing off.
So now 1 timeout remaining for Kevin Young and the BYU Cougars. Let's take another look at that inbounds pass.
BYU decides to hit the open side of the floor, this cross-court pass, and Jaden Bradley, you know, he's a little bit of a step slow. I mean, man, that's a dangerous pass. And there was another one where Carter Bryant could have stepped in on that. But Arizona shows you they were willing to try to go for a couple steals there and to be aggressive.
And you've mentioned this a number of times, accurately so. Out of timeouts, Kevin Young has been masterful.
Well, this is about possessing the basketball. This is about getting the ball in bounds. They have 1 timeout. And this is about catching it strong, possessing it strong. And because they've got the full 10 now because he called a timeout. So they've got plenty of time to get it over.
BYU looking for back-to-back wins against ranked teams for the first time in 37 years. And there's the foul by Bradley. That'll send Dallin Hall to the free throw line for the first time tonight. A 73% free throw shooter. So BYU still not in the double bonus. It'll be the first of a 1-and-1 for Hall. In and out. Shot clock is off. Caleb Love to the hole. Gives Arizona the lead. No, they wave it off. They wave off the basket. The foul's on the floor. Caleb Love will go to the line.
Yeah, that by rule, that is the right call.
Yeah.
He fouls him out there. It's a two-shot foul.
And now Caleb Love steps to the line. He has been clutch in crunch time tonight, and an 87% free throw shooter. He's made all but one of his free throw attempts so far tonight. 7 for 8 from the line. Ty ball game. 26 for Caleb Love. And now they add a half a second, so 13 seconds left in regulation. And the chess match between Tommy Lloyd and Kevin Young.
Yeah, he wants rebounding.
Hey, come on, Stripes! Play the game.
Love sitting on 26. Ice in his veins. 27. Arizona up 1. Timeout. BYU. Chris Spatola. Caleb Love is no stranger to the dramatic.
I tell you what, he's not afraid. I mean, he is not afraid of the moment. Regardless of the spotlight he's been under, regardless of, some of the heat he takes, deservedly so. There's that one against Iowa State that sent the game to overtime. And by the way, he had 8 points in the overtime of that game. I mean, he took over and won that game for Arizona in that overtime. Of course, hit a big bucket when he was with Carolina down the stretch to beat Duke in that Final Four that year. He's a polarizing dude, but he's not afraid. And you got to admire his courage in these moments. He is willing to fail.
So we see the BYU huddle. They have essentially one possession. Where do you think they go?
I think you put this in the hands of Yegor Demin. You run that high screen that they've run. Arizona has been a little bit confused a few times. You get Demin downhill, and you allow him to make a decision. You want the ball in Demin's hands. He's the talent. He's the dude who is going to find the right delivery. He's also got that positional size. We saw in the first half his ability, if that pick and roll is not played well, you force Arizona to have to make a decision on that coverage. He has shown you the ability to finish.
He has 13 points and 8 assists tonight, does Yegor Demin. But as we touched on earlier, he missed a lot of this second half because of his looseness with the basketball. 6 turnovers.
Oh, and remember, BYU's been very good out of timeouts tonight. And remember, they're spacing 4 shooters. So they don't even have a big out there right now. Cannon Ketchens is essentially playing the 5, but they have 5 guards out there right now for Kevin Young. So you're going to spread the floor, I imagine, get somebody driving downhill. If you've got to finish at the rim, you take it. But now you've got shooter space. This is what you're creating if you're Kevin Young, is that gravity where Arizona cannot leave these shooters to help.
13 seconds. They're going to have to go the full 94.
Remember, you're in the bonus, Rich. So you drive the ball, you put the pressure on Arizona to have to defend you off of the dribble. You're in the bonus.
Caleb, let's fucking go.
There's plenty of time. Plenty of time.
Demin inbounds to Hall. 10 seconds to go. Here's Saunders. 5 seconds. Saunders for the win. Threw it up. No good. A foul is called.
Wow. I thought live Trey Townsend was there. I did not think that was a foul.
Here's another look.
That's a bad call. That's a bailout. That is well defended by Trey Townsend. Nah, nothing there. Now, Arizona does not, you got to move on if you're Arizona. That was a bad call, clearly. They have no timeouts, Arizona.
And they can review, but they can't reverse. The crowd is in full throat, understandably so. But now Tony Padilla getting into it with Kevin Young. I wonder if he's asking him, what's the review for?
Time. I think they wanted to put time on the clock.
So 3.2 seconds left. Richie Saunders, the junior from Riverton, Utah, will step to the line and try and give BYU back the lead. And remember, it's a 1-and-1 situation for BYU. Oh, he was shooting, so it's 2 shots. He makes the first, and we're tied at 95.
If you're Arizona, make or miss, you have time to get off a couple dribbles here.
Saunders, 76% from the free throw line. He's got it. BYU back on top by 1. No timeouts remaining for either team. Townsend, the touchdown, picked up by Saunders. They pull off the upset.